Hello and welcome back to Good Knit Kisses. I'm your host Kristen, and today we're working on a crochet basket. So today we've got a large crochet basket. I've had several people asking me about this basket. It is two-toned and I'm going to make it on camera for you today. I'm using 5 balls of a jumbo yarn, 3 of your color A and 2 of your contrast B. And we'll get started here in a little bit. I'm just gonna say hello this morning and sip on some coffee. So good morning, Susan. Good morning, everyone. As you jump on, I've got my big Tunisian crochet hook. This is regular crochet, but this is the hook I got. So this is a USU or 25 millimeter. If you're looking for a Tunisian hook, if you can't find it in the regular hooks, look for Tunisian as a US 50 or 25 millimeter. And you could also finger crochet this. The size of the basket will depend on the gauge of your hook, so or your finger, and of course the yarn. So it's gonna be nice and big and bulky. It's gonna be kind of a bumpy one. It's still going on the super marshmallow crochet stuff. So I've kept it up. This is the last one, I promise. Yeah, it's almost a weapon. It's really a blunt force thing, because it's really not, it's not sharp or anything, but yeah, it's pretty big. But if someone tried to attack your crochet, you could defend yourself. Good morning, Sandy in New York. Good morning, Gayla, Bridget, Joanne. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you like the blog on the blanket. Good morning, Stephanie, Ada. Oh, I get it. It's sunshine, not sunshee. Good morning, Patricia. I'm so glad you're joining me today. Good morning, Carol. I see you popped on. Ellie, good morning. So I'm glad you're here. We're going to work with this big jumbo yarn. We're working with pale gray and light teal, and we're going to make a basket. And you could use this, you know, for toys or more yarn, which is fine. It's going to be an open-ended basket. If you wanted to crochet a big handle on, I guess you could. But I can just see this like sitting there in your living room, just waiting on you to throw some nice cuddly things in it. So this tutorial is going to show you how to make a magic circle on like a big scale. So if you haven't made a magic circle, we're going to do that. I haven't actually practiced this tutorial out. This pattern, this is a pattern that's in my brain, so partially written. So hopefully we're we're gonna be good to go. I know what I'm doing. I know how the sides are gonna be, and I'm having to incorporate the magic circle to get the flat bottom. So anyway, I'm gonna say a few more hellos, and then I'll get started. Oh, Ellie, you're gonna be Dorothy for Halloween? Oh, you could use it? No, it's gonna be way too big. Unless you have like a overgrown Toto that's gonna reside in the basket and your arms are big. It'll make you look thin. I don't know if you need to look thin, but yeah, anyway, it's gonna be a really big basket. So bigger than a Toto basket or whatever you want to call that. Good morning, Martha. How are you? Yeah, we get to be guinea pigs with Kristen. Okay, excuse me. Here we go. If you've been following me, you can check out the blog and see the latest and greatest final on the Bernat Stitch Along. That blog is up. If you go to goodknitkisses.com and click on the blog, you'll be able to see that, all the pictures step by step. And then if you want to see the weeks prior to, you can still get those. They'll remain up. I also embedded the videos from Yolanda in the blogs. I went back last night and added those video tutorials in towards the bottom. and you'll be able to refer to those. And anyway, so that'll be good. So if you haven't joined up on the stitch along, you can still do that, and I give you some hints for repurposing, and if you don't do the entire blanket, that way you can still learn. So there's some hints on that last blog, so be sure and check that out. So let's see, what do we want to, let's see, hi, oh, let's see, I'm sorry, scroll through here. Hey Brenda, and hey Pam, you saw a pattern for a basket on the big yarn sleeve? And okay, all right, so we are ready to go. I'm gonna get my yarn out and get ready. Does anybody else have one of these big old hooks, these 25mm hooks? You may or may not like to use them, but I've been having fun using mine recently. I feel like after this, I'm gonna go like way down to something tiny. Anyway, all right, let me get this ready and we're gonna get started, okay? Get this all set up. You know me, I'm doing my tutorial. So today I probably won't talk as much, but you guys can talk amongst yourselves, all right? All right. Welcome back to Good Knit Kisses. I'm your host, Kristen, and today we are going to make a super jumbo big crochet basket. This basket is going to be nice and bumpy and large. You can put whatever in it. It's not going to have any handles. It's going to be open-ended on the top. We're going to crochet with some jumbo yarn, and I've got about 5 balls here, and then I'm using a Tunisian hook, but you can use a regular crochet hook. You're going to want a USU crochet hook, 25mm, or a Tunisian hook that is a US 50, 25mm, or you can use your hands. You can use your finger, but it's going to be a slightly smaller gauge on your basket, which can be totally fine and might close in any gaps. We are working with 3 colors of color A and 2 colors of color B. My color A is light teal and my color B is pale gray. We're going to start with making a magic circle. Let's get started. Okay, we're going to start with our main color. I always pop off this big yarn wrapper, the label, and I pull it out from the side because it doesn't pull from the center very well, and then I'm going to squish it up and I'm going to put it down at my feet in a large bowl because that seems to help me with this particular yarn. We're going to, instead of making a slip knot, we're going to do a magic circle. So I'm going to have plenty of tail, probably about 15 inches or so, plenty of tail on here for our magic circle. I'm going to hold it in this hand here and wrap around my finger and then make an X like this, okay, like this. And so this yarn is going on top of the lower yarn, and then I must be sticking my crochet hook through, or you can use your finger. Okay, so we did that, and then I'm going to pull this yarn through like this, okay, and then, let's see, hang on, make sure I did this right. Okay, so we're going to make our tail about 15 inches and put it in our left hand here, and we're going to cross this over like this and cross it over the top. And usually I use one hand, but it's kind of throwing me off how big this is. So when I cross it over on the top here, I'm going to pull this yarn from under here. See how when I split my fingers I can pull it better. And then I'm going to slip that through, and then I'm going to go ahead and wrap around this loose yarn here from the working yarn from the ball, and then pull through here. Okay, so now I've got my my circle here in the middle with this yarn here. Okay, and we're going to work this tail in. Go ahead and do 1 chain. Okay, and then we're going to single crochet in the middle of this circle here. So go in the circle, pull through, wrap around, and pull through. That's 1 single crochet. So this first one functions as a single crochet, and then the second one is as well. Go, whoops, I'm about to do a double. Go in your circle, pull through, wrap around, and pull through again. Okay, that's 3. Go in the circle, pull through, wrap around, pull through both of those. That's 4. Go in the circle, pull through, wrap around, pull through. That's 5. Go in again. Make sure you're trapping in this beginning here, and then pull through here. That's 6, and I want to do 2 more. I made my tail a little short, so you might want to make it 24 inches or 2 feet of your beginning tail. And then 1 more. Okay, and now we want to connect these. I've still got this little tail hanging back here. So I'm going to go to the top of this chain here and go in and then pull through and then slip that stitch there. Okay, and then I'm going to go to the back here and pull on this tail. Okay, so I've pulled on my tail and I'm closing in this. Oh, shoot. Oh my goodness, y'all. I pulled it and it's tight and it's done, but that's why we're gonna have to have a longer tail. Did y'all see what just happened? So it's actually fine because I finished it up, but on yours, make a longer tail. We're doing a live tutorial here and I'm not gonna even stop. So I know this will be recorded for later, but that's all right. So make your tail a little longer. You will have to weave that in. Okay, so now I've got 8 of these single crochets along here, and now I want to chain 1, 2, okay, and this is going to function as my single crochet, and then I'm going to go into this first stitch here. Actually, yeah, there's my first stitch. So I'm going to go into the first stitch and single crochet. Okay, and then I'm going to go into the next stitch. See, I did that in that one. So I'm going to go to the next one and single crochet. And the next one, single crochet, and keep going, and you're just going into the top of all these stitches here, going through both loops that are on the top. So I have this little bowl, and this is not what I want to make. So I'm showing you guys because I just admitted to all my live audience that I screwed up. So I totally screwed up, and I meant to go 2 in each stitch. So this is the fun part about life. I told you. I'm just being real, man. I haven't finished my coffee. Can I use that excuse? Oh, Kristen. All right. See? Isn't that funny? It's so silly. Silly Kristen. Okay. So we've chained up, and I'm going to go into this first stitch here and single crochet. And I'm going to do it again into the same stitch, single crochet. And I'm going to go over one. Let's see, there's that one. I'm going to go over one and single crochet in the next one. And then I'm going to single crochet in it again. Skip over one and single crochet again. Twice. Skip over. We're single crocheting twice in each stitch in the top of the single crochet from the row before. So I've got 1, 2, skip over. Okay, I'm just continuing all the way around. Okay, so I'm going to make sure how many stitches I have, just to double check. So we've got 1, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And we're gonna keep going here and close this off. I feel like I have too many in one, so let me go back. So got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, anyway, I've got 1 extra. So I'm gonna go back. I wanna finish with 18, okay? So let me count this again. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so I've got 18 stitches on here. That's what I wanted. And then I'm gonna go ahead and fasten this off. And I'm gonna go on the top of this stitch here and going in between the chain, or in between the So this top chain here has 2 on the top and then 1 down below. It's easier to count with your hands on this yarn. It's kind of hard to see because it's so bulky. Yeah, and you could totally use it as a cushion or something. So pull that on through, and then we're going to slip this. Okay, so now you have your basic foundation. This was the magic circle in the middle, and then now we've multiplied this out. So now we're just going to go in the top of all these stitches around here and continue to increase it out. So I'm going to 1, 2, and I'm going to single crochet in this first stitch here. So we chained 2 and did a single crochet in that first stitch, and then I'm going to skip over and do a single crochet in the top of each stitch. So just continue and go all the way around, and then you can fasten it off with the slip stitch. I'm gonna do one more, and then I'm gonna fasten this off with a slip stitch. Get that top of that chain there. In fact, mine's a little tight, so I'm just gonna chain 1 and then go in. There we go. Okay. So I've started this one, and now I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2, and go. I'm going to go into this first stitch and make a single crochet, and then chain 1 and go into the next stitch and chain 1. So as you can see, I'm just continuing the pattern. Single crochet in the stitch, chain 1. Okay, so I'm at the end here, and I'm just going to go ahead and close it up. I'm not going to chain again because it's so close, so I'm just going to go straight in here and do the slip stitch. Okay, so now I've got this nice big round circle here. I'm guessing it's about 20 inches, what would that be? Anyway, I was trying to think of how many centimeters that would be. So this is about how big this is, and then I'm going to start building up from here. So this is my base, and then so I'm going to flip this over. All right, so it's got this nice flat bottom, and then I'm going to treat it like I'm going around in a circle here. So I'm going to start my main marshmallow crochet, the stitch pattern. It's a texture stitch pattern, so we're going to chain up 1, 2, and then single crochet in this first stitch here. I'm sorry, I don't know why I said single. Chain up 1, 2, and then we're going to double crochet, so yarn over and go in this stitch right here. Pull through 2 and 2, yarn over, go in the stitch, pull through 2 and 2, go in the skip over 1, 2 chains, and you're going to chain in this one here, single, and then go in the same stitch and do a double, and do it again, double, and then go into skip the chains again. So you got 1, 2, and then go in this one, do a single, and now a double, same stitch, it's a soft basket, so this is definitely going to be, I mean, it's not a stiff rigid basket, but you can use a stiffer yarn to stiffen this up. Okay, doing one more time. But because it's so thick, it actually will stand up. Oops. Oh, goodness. My chain was too tight there, and that's my problem. That's why I was having a hard time. Okay. And then keep going. So we're going to skip 1, 2, and go into this chain. This will end up coming up like this. You could also go into the back post of it or just the front post. I'm going through both of them. And then we're going to skip over again, 1, 2, and we're in the middle of this chain, so this one might get a little tight on me. Single, double, double. And you're going to continue this pattern all the way around. Okay, well, this is why you don't pull too tight before. Skipping. For my live viewers, this is where I would be skipping in the video and cutting this part out, because this is the tedious side of where you just having to follow along the pattern and pause the video. I'm catching like parts of conversation y'all are having. It's like really funny and random. Like I can't see everything you're writing. Like what I'm seeing is like, what in the world are they talking about? Oh my word. Okay, so this is a crochet, there's a chain, and here's another chain. All right, I'm coming to the end of this ball of yarn, and you can see because I've got my, this is the Bernat Stitch and Win tag. So I need to add on another ball. I don't like to tie them on this particular bulky yarn, and so I just like to weave in the ends later. So I'm going to stop and get my next ball of yarn. Okay. Okay, so I've got my second ball of yarn ready. I'm in the middle of this stitch pattern, and I've already done a single and a double. And what I'm going to do is go through here and pull through this first loop here, and then I'm going to get my next one and keep my tail along, and put this old tail along the top, and this will get trapped in. And so now I just want to pull this on through. I'm going to hold it in the back like this, and I'm pulling upwards and tight that way, and then I'm pulling this way tight, and so it's got that snugged in. I'm sorry, I went too far, but that's how I normally change it with a single. But let me show you with the double. I'm just going to leave that in there. So now I've got these two on here, and then I have to wrap again. So leave the tail long, because I have to wrap again for the double. And then I need to go back into this stitch again. Oh my gosh, I need to totally back up. Okay, so this needs to get wrapped once. Okay, I'm going to change colors on a double crochet. This gets wrapped one time, and then you're going to go into the stitch and pull through. Except I've got it too short, so I can either tie it on, or I can do what I'm going to do now, which is not pull through this one, but I'm going to pull through this one here, which I've never done. You know what? I'm going to back up. Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm messing up this tutorial completely because I haven't tried to change in the middle of a double crochet like that. I don't usually do it. I like to do it in a single. So let me back up. Okay. Yeah, see? Coffee. Hold on. You're right. Reminding me. Thank you. Coffee. I'm tired. I was up doing that vlog late. Okay, so I've come to the where I've got a few feet left, and I need to change my yarn, but I don't like to change it on the double crochet. I like to change it on the single crochet. So I've decided I'm going to show you how to change. So I've got my yarn, my new ball over here and prepared, and I'm going to put my yarn in my hook, go through like I'm going to start doing a single crochet and pull through that first one. I'm sorry. I'm going to go through to single crochet, and I'm going to pull through the next yarn. Okay. All right, so I've got that one, and then I'm going to actually pull through with the tail of my other one and get it in there. Okay, and then I'm just going to lay these on top and work them in through the back, because they're going to hide in the back. I'm going to lay this tail in, and let me get this other tail's too long, so. Okay, so what this is this is the tail from my old ball, and this is the tail from my new ball, and then I'm going to lay them underneath this working yarn. I know it's hard to tell because it's all one color, but I'm going to lay them down here, and so they'll kind of work their way in the back. So I'm going to start my next double crochet and yarn over and go in that stitch and pull through 2 and 2. So I'm trapping that in that stitch, and then I'm going to go do it again. Yarn over, pull through 2 and 2. Okay, now I'm going to skip over again, like the same pattern, 1, 2, 3, and I'm just going to continue on, but this is now trapped into this stitch, and I don't have to like let it keep going. So I can just weave these into the back here, and there will be nothing loose. I don't need to keep laying them over the top because there's a stitch that's skipped over here, and then you would have these 2 weird loose threads that someone can get it caught on and wonder, why is that like that? So just continue on with your pattern, and I'll meet you back at the end. So to my live crew, yeah, you're seeing me problem solve because that happens, you know. I'm not sure that I would leave all that in because I think that would be very confusing to someone who's just beginning and they're trying this. I know you think maybe someone might not try this as a beginner tutorial, but they might. I'm still going to be too fast for them, even though I feel like I'm archaically slow. But I never know what people are going to try. I've had people try my chic or treat cowl as a beginner pattern, even though it's got some intermediate stitches in it. I'm in another one of those really tight chains here. I have to be careful. I'm not going to be defeated. Okay. One, 2, 3. I'm going to skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3. I'm towards the end. I've got a gap that looks like I would put 2 more in here, but I'm going to skip over to the midpoint here. So 1, 2, 3. Let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chains left. So we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go into the 4th and single crochet and 1 double, okay, and yeah, and then I'm going to go ahead and attach it. So this last one is a single crochet and then a double, and then I'm going to attach with a slip stitch. Okay. So you can see it's nearly flat, and I'm just pulling up on this, and then it'll start getting smaller. Whoops. This is nice and flat. You can see, well, you can't see from my angle. I can tell that there's these little bumps that go along. Let me see if I can show you the profile. See how this outer rim has this bumpy edge, and the middle is flat. It's really hard to tell from this angle, but I promise you, it has this sort of shield effect, which would be a really cool shield if you had it with like jute or something and trying to make a costume. So I'm going to chain up 1, 2, and then I'm going to do 2 double crochets in this first stitch here. So this is row 2, round 2 of the main stitch pattern here. And then we're going to skip over 2 chains, 1, 2, 3, and go in this little gap here. Single crochet, double, double. And then skip 1, 2, and go into the third, single crochet, oops, double, double. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3. So I've done 2 full ones. This is 1, 2, and then this third one here, I'm gonna leave as a single double, and then make this kind of my alternate textured stitch. And then I'm going to make the same pattern. I'm gonna go 2, 2, 1. I'm gonna do a textured stitch, and then the modified one. So skip over. We're doing a crochet, a single crochet, and 2 double. Okay, another of the textured stitch, single crochet, double, and another double. Okay. We got 1, 2, and then now we're going to do the modified one. 1 single, 1 double. Okay, and we're going to repeat that around. Okay, this is my modified. I've got 1, 2. I need to make one more modified here. Okay, so single, double, and then I'm going to put this down for a second. I want to show you how this is shaping up. So you can tell that this basket is starting to take shape. Okay, so it's actually starting to kind of come upwards. Now I'm going to take a moment and talk about weaving these tails in, and then what you can do on the bottom here. You could choose to take a crochet hook and work it through here, or just use your fingers for this tail. I would just take the opportunity to work in your tails now, and then you don't have to worry about it later. Tails can be a pain, and then you don't want to finish the job, and it's just better just to get it done. There's not really a rhyme or reason how I'm doing them on this pattern, because the yarn is so bulky that you can't, I mean, it's jumbo. It's not even bulky. It's not even super bulky. It's jumbo. So anyway, I'm just going through the back of these because this is going to be hidden inside. The other thing I want to talk about is the inside of this basket. I think it would be nice to reinforce the basket with, say, either a piece of stiff felt, or even if you had a leather, like a tannery near you or something, like where you could put like a stiff piece of leather and get one wide enough to accommodate, and then trace a circle around. You could trace it with parchment paper or wax paper or what, you know, just construction paper, and then lay it on and then cut around, kind of like how you might do with a pie plate, and you know, kind of pencil trace around, and then actually cut it out and then lay it on to secure this bottom, so that you got something hard for things to fall into. And you could certainly use this for crocheting. I would put a nice flat piece down inside here. I mean, you don't have to, but it's just a thought. All right, let's continue on. So that's the modified, and then we want to continue with our same pattern. Oh, what am I doing? Yeah. So to my live people right now, what do you think about that? Do you like lining it? I'm sure you guys are discussing it. I'm just not able to really pay attention. Are y'all talking about Galaxy Quest still? Gotta get some coffee. Okay. All right, so I've got 2 textured stitches and the modified, and that modified is what's making it curl up. See how it's now curling up and it's not falling down like it was. And then I've got 1 more textured stitch at the end here. And then at the top of, there's a plane. Okay, sorry, waiting on a plane. Okay, so I finished my final textured stitch. I have this gap here. I'm just gonna go straight over and slip stitch that. All right, so I'm gonna continue 1 more round all the way around the textured stitch. Now that I've made it turn, I'm just gonna continue. I'm gonna, let's see, chain up 2 stitches, double crochet twice in this stitch, and then go around and do the textured stitch, skipping 2 chains between each of them. So 1, 2, and then we're going to do a textured stitch. Oh, shoot. And we're going to go all the way across. And if you've done this textured pattern before in my hat, you'll understand. But if you haven't done it in the hat where you've had to make it curl and roll, when you get to a row where you've after it's started curling, then it doesn't fall in line with where you normally would think the texture stitch would fall. So you still need to count those top chains of the stitches and skip over to the right number so that it starts building straight upward. So no more alternate stitches on this round. And pause your video and I'll meet you back in a moment. Okay, to my live people, you're probably wondering why in the heck did Kristen just speed up like a crazy person? I sped up because I realized what time it is and I have to go take my daughter because she fractured her finger and we have to get a consult. And I have to leave soon. So I realized how long I took when I messed up and I took all the extra time to say hi, which I love doing. I just realized the time. I may need to make a part 2 video. I don't know if you guys would mind if I did another live video and say part 2. I think y'all are gonna give me grace and say, go ahead, Kristen. Because it's changing color and it might be a good break anyway, because we're gonna change color after this. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do it because there's no way that I can finish. I have to be there like 20 minutes early to fill out all that paperwork for a new doctor. It's like a pediatric orthopedic doctor, is that what you call it? Have a great day, Carol. We'll see you later. Oh, I'm at the end of my yarn now. All right, I'm coming near the end. And do this last textured stitch. Okay, so I have this nice big gap here, and normally I would come over and this would be, let's see, 1, 2, 3. It would actually be that I would do the textured stitch right here. I'm not able to do that, but I want to do I'm gonna do a double crochet here because I need to work up. So I'm going to, I'm sorry. Hang on a second. I may have to redo this, live audience. I'm going to skip over 1, 2, and double crochet into the stitch. okay? And then I'm going to join this up. Okay, and then that's going to be that's going to be my where I'm going to finish off this color. Now normally I would take this through and slip it and go to the next color, but because I'm going to have a color change, then my next color that I pull through is going to be on the last part of this this stitch here. Okay, it's going to look like a single crochet if I do it that way. Let me back up. I'm so sorry. Okay, so I finished with a double crochet, and then I need to do a slip stitch to pull this on through, but I'm going to let's see. Yeah, you're right. See, I'm telling you, my brain is all on getting my daughter right now. Okay, I finished my double crochet. I'm going to pull through on this top stitch, pull through one, and then I'm going to color change and pull on my next one. I'm going to do a part 2 of this video for the live audience and skip. So let me just finish redoing it so that I can say it like I'm ending it. Okay, so we finished our double crochet. I'm going to put this through here and pull out, and I'm going to get my yarn. So get your second contrast color, and I'll meet you back in a moment. Oh my gosh. Yeah, now you know why. I'm actually been super stressed this whole time thinking, I don't know if I have time for this tutorial today. That's really, my brain has been on like other things. So I really haven't been able to concentrate. I didn't really want to tell you all that, but then I realized, yeah, this is really not happening. So this is good that I ended where I did though, because I'm at the end of that other yarn. And so, woo! Oh, Mark, a second video of me is like winning the laundry. Laundry. It's not like winning laundry, hopefully. The lottery. So funny. Yeah, so I'm going to leave this as is, and then I'll come back later. I have no idea when it's going to be because I don't know how long this appointment's going to last. I completely no clue. And then I'm sure I'll have to take her to lunch, and we'll probably do ice cream because she's been in pain, sweet girl. So, yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good day. Hopefully you join me later, or you catch the replay on the part 2. So, you're very stressed using that yarn. So I know you're stressed. Yeah. Well, I'm doing something that I haven't done, and I'm worried about what's going on with my daughter, and so I'm a little bit like, so just being real with you. That's the great part about a YouTuber and not someone who's used to be on TV all the time, because I just keep it real. I'm an everyday person. So anyway, love you all. Please pray for my daughter if you think about her, and if you remember yesterday, if you were on yesterday, the lady Tia, she lost her life and her baby, and so be praying for that dad, and his name's Jake, and then their little son, who did not pass away, so because he's 8 months. So anyway, this pregnant lady, she died, and I was praying for her yesterday. So if you think about Tia's family, please do that. Anyway, love you all. We'll talk to you later. Bye.